In the quest for love, having the right skills might be all that you just need. Welcome to Relationship Matters. My name is Dr. Ufoma Wachuku. So this will be our third video in the series Finding the Perfect Match. In our first video, we talked about the need to put attention more on yourself, discover your strengths and weaknesses, work on being the best or at least the better version of yourself. In our second video, we talked about what are your non-negotiables, what are the things you cannot compromise. It is necessary for you to put them down. Could they be your values, your belief system? Could they be things related to your faith and all that? So you put them down so that you can be guided, because purpose must first be established before affection. If you missed those videos, check the description of this video and get the link to access those videos. So today we are going to be talking about some skills that you require in finding the perfect match. A lot of skills involved, but that's why this one are just more like tips that will help you. It is still better if you get enrolled in an academy to get detailed trainings. Okay, but for the purpose of these short videos, we're going to be looking at two skills. The first one will be spiritual skills and the other one will be social skills that also includes communication skills. Why spiritual skills? Because we are short-sighted. The Bible tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. So you've put your house in order, so to say, and you are looking out for the right thing. No matter how you look, you are still short-sighted. Some people get to discover a lot of things, even though as humans, if you walk with God, that's why you need to walk with God. Because if you depend on your own understanding, you might miss it. Okay? So you need to involve God, who actually is the author of the marital institution. You need to ask for His guidance. Like I've said in one of the videos we've had before, that people feel that it was in those days in Old Testament that God got Himself involved in issues about marriage. After Adam said, the wife you gave to me is the one that made me to eat the food, that God removed His hand. But I also told us that in the New Testament, God actually led Joseph to go back and take Mary when he had decided to leave her after he discovered that he was pregnant. So God is still in the business of guiding and directing His people to make the right choices. So it will be necessary for you to have spiritual intelligence, ability to discern, to know what God's will would be. And then you are wondering, how do you hear from God? How do you discern God's will? That is why it is necessary for you to build spiritual skills, even in other areas of your life. Develop a consistent walk with Him. And when you are already used to working with Him, when He's now the issue about marriage, you'll be able to discern His voice. But if that it will be the first time you are seeking to get to know what His will is, you might be confused. So develop a working relationship with God where you get to understand how He speaks to you. But above all, there must be peace, because Jesus is the Prince of Peace. So you should be able to have peace of mind in anything that has to do with God's will. Now, the next skill I want to talk about is social skills. So some persons just miss it at the point of poor social skills. They will just tell you, I'm not the outing type, I'm just a very quiet person. How will you be found when you are always locked up inside in your room? Am I saying you should just become loose and they find you everywhere because you want to be found? You just bring down your standards and make yourself so common. That's not what I'm saying. If you're a person of value, there are also places and circles where people of values are found. There are Christian youth conferences and other things where people that align with your values are likely also to be. So you could also find yourself in those communities, carrying yourself also in high esteem, but ensuring that you have the right social skills. And like I mentioned, it also includes communication. Some brothers in quote miss it at the point of passing out across they love this person, they've prayed, they've gotten the signal, but open your mouth and talk now. They cannot talk until. So I heard the story of a brother that fainted on the altar when he heard the testimony of how a sister testified that she was now engaged, and he fainted. Why did he faint? Because he has had it all the while in his heart to talk to her, but he could not just communicate. So you need to learn the right communication skills and ensure you find yourself in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right people.